Happy Thursday. I'm a little bit late. Hope you forgive me. I am always trying to improve things, and today the thing I tried to do that made me a little late was reconfiguring my camera again. It's still generally facing the same way, but the way I had it last week, it was like a mile away from me. It was really hard to reach, and I think the camera was a little pointed in a strange direction. Anyway, I see someone out there, I see people out there. Welcome to my Thursday Facebook Live. I'm just apologizing for being late and explaining my continuous improvement efforts to get the camera set up in a way that's most beneficial, both, logistically for me as well as for you guys being able to see. So hopefully today will work well and nothing's going to fall over. I had to kind of move all kinds of things around, so obviously you can't see that there, but and I don't think you want to see because it's kind of a mess around me, except for the beautiful background, of course. Looks really nice. So anyway, I'll get this down and things will be good. So comment and say who you are and where you're from. Welcome whoever's out there. I got some fun things planned today, as always. And first, I'm going to start with just the general announcements and things. I'm going to announce our winner of the prize from last week. I have updates, the things that are going on in my business as well as in the Stampin' Up world. And then we're going to have another giveaway. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the giveaway this time. The rules will be a little bit different. And so that's kind of the general gist of today. Hi, Kathleen. Welcome. Thanks for commenting and tell me where you're from. All the way in Oregon. That's a long ways away. I love Oregon. Anyway, yeah, a couple good fun things were happening. So I've got some projects planned. My challenge is always not to go overboard. I always want to give you guys a lot of content and material and show you lots of fun stuff. And so I kind of go crazy. It takes me a long time to pull together, but here I am, and I've got some fun things planned. So as far as the business-related updates, hi from Michigan, Cheryl from Michigan, welcome. So as you guys probably know, the second release celebration items are officially now available to choose with your purchases, so that's really fun. I showed one of those items last week, and I'm going to be showing another one today. Super excited about this project. Did I say that yet already? I think I did. Anyway, so that's one of the tidbits of news. The other is, I don't know if you guys, anybody is on my newsletter, if you saw my tip of the week, spicing up the inside of any card. It's kind of a fun one. So if you're not a newsletter subscriber, I will be including that tip in my post, I believe this weekend. So look for that. It's all about pigs. Cute little pigs. This little piggy that uses this little piggy stamp set. So stay tuned for that if you're not on my newsletter, or join my newsletter. Hi from Ontario, Canada. Hi, Patty. Yay, people are joining. Okay, so what else do I have to share? Let's see, the winner, the new giveaway. Okay, so one thing before I talk about the winner and the giveaway is come March 1st, there's another promotion Stampin' Up's doing. It's called Sale-A-Bration Coordination. And basically, it's some new products that you can actually purchase. They're not free items, but you'll only be able to purchase them during the month of March, and they all coordinate with celebration items. So there's framelits that go with the Lasting Lily set, and with the frog one, I forget what it's called, Hopping Along, I think maybe, and framelits that go with one of the new celebration sets, oh gosh, it's always such a challenge to remember the names of these things. Painted something. I showed it last week. Anyway, so they all coordinate. Those will be available starting March 1st. So if you're joining in, please comment and let me know you're out there and where you're from. So, okay, so giveaways. So last week I promised a giveaway, and it was a sampler of the designer paper. That is the brand new designer paper. And because I just reoriented my space, I was explaining that earlier, it's clear across the room. I need to go get it. Give me one quick second. I'm I'm coming back. All right, here I am, I'm back. Okay, so this is the new paper that's a Sale-A-Bration item. It comes as a bundle with a coordinating stamp set. Hi, Kathy, welcome. Tell us where you're from. Okay, so the giveaway was a sampler of a piece of each of the different patterns that come in the pack. So it's sized to be like the front of a card, so you can either use it to cover a whole card or you can cut it up and do smaller things, make strips, whatever you want, but it's just a little taste of that designer series paper. So that was the giveaway last week, and the way that you got it was by sharing my post, sharing this video, and posting a hashtag. And I told you all that I would give away. The more that it got shared, the more views the video got, the more I would give away. So we were going for 20 people on the live event, and then if we got 20 people, under 20 people, it was one. I was going to give away one. 20 people or more, I would give away 4. And then over the whole course of the week, if I had 1,000 views on the video, which I have had on Facebook Live videos before, I was going to give away 8. Well, kind of sad to say I'm only giving away 1 today, but we're going to have more opportunities for me to give it away. So the bottom line is share, 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 and the giveaway today is going to be all about sharing this video as well, sharing the live video. So really trying to get myself out there, and just asking for your help to share my videos and the things that I offer and the fun treats and demonstrations that I do. So, so share this video. So anyway, the winner is from last week. I picked one winner, and her name is Barbara Moose. And Barbara did post a comment on the live event last week, and she's the winner. So if you hear this, Barbara, you can message me, or I will be messaging you to get your address so I can mail it to you. So you're going to be getting this little sampler of the designer paper. So for the giveaway for this week, I'm going to up the ante a little bit. So I'm actually going to bring down the thresholds a little bit too. So instead of giving away, I really want to give some of this designer paper away because it's really pretty. So I'm going to give this away, and okay, one announcement I forgot to say. The foil papers that are one of the Sale-A-Bration items, they come in the Lovely Lipstick and Grapefruit Grove. Now the Grapefruit Grove is kind of psychedelic in the light, you can see. It's really super cool to play with. And then, of course, the Lovely Lipstick. So I'm going to add to the gift both a sampler of this. It's going to be 2 sheets of each, and this set of items also. So, and I'm going to do the same thing, where if we get to 20 people on the live call, the live video right now, there are 6 right now, so you guys share. I just need to get to 20. It's not really that much. I'm going to give away 4 of that double gift, and the 2 DSP samplers, or the DSP sampler and the foil sampler. And if we get 20, I give away 4. And then instead of trying to get to 1,000 views, this week we got to about 500 on the video. Over the course of the whole week, I'm going to try to get to 800. So just share, share, share. I really want to give away these little samplers because they're so fun to share. So that's my thing going on for this coming week. And there are 2 ways to get the foil because, now you can't get it from Stampin' Up, right? But I have some. So I'm going to give it away as these samplers if we get enough views, of course. And it's also one of the projects we made for my clubs and my free card kit program for January and February. So anybody that places an order that meets certain thresholds, you get card kits from me, free card kits from me. I pay postage, I sent it out to you, and then I have videos for each of the projects. So one of the 3 projects for January, February was a project made with these foil papers. And let's see, I'm just looking around to see if I can find one that's handy. Oh, I see one. It's nice when things are handy. So the people had 2 different versions or options to be made. So this is, you would get the materials to make this. Obviously, you'd have to provide your own stamps and ink and tools and all that, but you would get all the consumable materials to make those, including the rhinestones, in fact. So if you're interested in my free card kit program, there's more information on my website, and essentially you get all 3 kits if you get to $50 in a merchandise purchase, and you can get to lower thresholds as well, and get one or two kits as well. So that's on my website. Let's see what else. I know there's something else I'm missing. I'm skipping something important. I know it. It just came into my head and now it's gone. Phew. It will come back. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Hi, Cheryl. Okay. So the hashtag you need to use. Hashtag. Do you want these samplers? Okay. If you want the samplers, you need to use the hashtag. This time I decided to call it hashtag foil plus sampler. Just foil, F-O-I-L plus P-L-U-S, sampler. So do that hashtag on the comments on this video, and you'll be entered into a drawing for both of these. And then I'll do it once if we don't get to 20 viewers live, and I'll do it 4 times if we get 20 or more. And if we get to 800 views throughout the whole week on the video, I'll give away 8 of those 2 things together. Okay, so enough about that. Let's move on. Are you guys ready for the project demonstration? Yay? Say yay. Give me a thumbs up. Some hearts, please. I know there's a delay, so I'm probably not going to see anything anytime soon. Okay. So I'm going to start. I'm going to focus on the Country Floral Embossing Folder today. I've got my big shot over here, so I'm going to be doing that offside. But this is the Country Floral Embossing Folder. I know you can't see it very well. I showed some items last week that I had done with it on a plain white piece, as well as something that was, I added some color to. So I'm going to do a couple of different things with it today. So we're going to start, well, first of all, this is one of the things I showed last week, and it's just the straight up copper embossing, copper foil embossed with that folder. So it's really, really gorgeous embossing folder. Okay, so I'm going to start with my colored version because I'm realizing that that would be the easier one to start with because I'm going to need to clean the embossing folder in between. So, but first I'm going to turn my camera, which is always the challenge of the day, to make sure to do it in a way that doesn't make you guys dizzy. So here we go. You're going to see my ceiling for a second. Okay, I'm going up. There's my boring ceiling. We'll turn it around. Okay, yay. I think we're good. Oh yes, you see my stand over there. That's okay. You guys don't mind seeing my stand. I have to keep the stand off of the table that I'm working on so that the table doesn't shake, the camera doesn't shake when I do my stamping. So that's kind of the logistical challenge I've been trying to overcome over these last couple weeks as I change my configuration of my camera. All right, so here's what we're going to start with. So on your embossing folder on the inside, there's elements that sort of push up and then elements that go down in that are recessed. And for the technique that I'm going to show you now, it's important that you pay attention to which is which. So I'm going to actually be applying some color to this side, which is the side that has the recessed flowers and foliage. So now I did this in a couple different ways. I'll show you some other things that I did earlier that I've just played around with. But here's what we're going to start with. So I'm going to start by using my Balmy Blue ink, and I'm literally going to ink up the inside of this embossing folder by just kind of rubbing it. Now I could, if I wanted more subtle color, I could use sponges as well. But I'm trying to cover the whole thing. And I tried to use a sort of light color because I didn't want it to be too strong. And then, now I did this with different colors when I was playing with it, but I always like to try something different. So I'm now going to use my Granny Apple Green and some stamps from the Painted Season set. Now this is the set that coordinates with this lovely designer paper that's part of the the giveaway. So again, do the hashtag, share the video if you want a chance at that. Okay, so I'm inking this up. I'm using Granny Apple Green, and I'm just gonna stamp here and abouts, and it's just gonna catch on the raised areas of the embossing folder. And it's not going into the recesses, so it's gonna be a really cool effect. I know you're gonna like it. I don't know, has anybody seen this before? I guess, I don't know what it's called. Stamping with embossing folders or something like that. That's logical, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, and next I'm going to use my crushed curry. And I'm trying to just go for the feel of a garden or something of that sort. And I'm just going to stamp those images. Now, I might be pulling some blue off of here and putting it on my ink pad, but I'm not too worried about it because it's probably just a little bit. But I think I'll stamp in between just in case. Get off the excess blue and then go on there. Now when I did this and played around with it, I was using espresso, so I didn't have to worry about contaminating the ink pad at all. But for this one, it's a little bit more concerning because it's yellow, so it's a really light color. Okay, and it's also really hard to see where I have done it because it's yellow. This is what I get for having to do something different every time, right? I don't try the tried and true. I have to show something in real life. And, you know, I might just goof up, but that makes it fun, right? You guys can all laugh at me. I know, you'll laugh with me, actually, right? Okay, so that's my crushed curry. And honestly, I don't know how much I got on there because I can't even tell where I stamped it. But we'll see if it comes through. And if it doesn't, anyway, I'll show you the other version that I did. Okay, so now this is one of the embossing folders that is extra thick. And so when you put it through the Big Shot, you only use one cutting pad. And it's also recommended that you spray the paper with a little bit of water. Not a ton, just a little bit. And so I'm gonna just about a foot away, just kind of do a little spritz on there. And then so that I can get my placement just so, I'm gonna put it down on the side that doesn't have ink on it. And this just helps me to control it. Now I just, yeah, let me turn it over like that. Okay, I got a little droplet on the one spot and it didn't look good to me. So let's see. I'm gonna do the dry embossing on the Big Shot off camera, just make it a little bit easier, but it's right off here to the left. So I'm just gonna shut it. And then once I shut it, I wanna make sure it doesn't move. Okay, so I'm off camera just doing my Big Shot. I hear it going through. Okay, so you ready? Here is the end result. Woohoo! Do we have some oohs and ahs? What do you guys think of that? Isn't that cool? I really want to show you the white one that I did. Let's see if I can find it over here. Oh yes, you can really compare. So adding some color into the flat areas, it just goes into the recessed areas. And I did get, you know, some yellow here and about. That's kind of cool. But the actual flowers and the foliage, it almost looks like they stay raised and they stay white because they didn't have ink on them because they were recessed in. So I think it's a really cool effect. So this is the plain white one. So it kind of just brings out all those images or shapes. And to me, it looks sort of wintry because they're so white and the color is in the background. And it makes me think of like the sky and then some natural images in behind. So let me show you what I did in the other color scheme and what I did on those just for fun. So here's this one. Now I think on this one I didn't spray the paper. I got sort of a lighter effect. And this was always artichoke and early espresso and the same blue in the background. So you can see the sort of bright cheery one and the more muted quiet one. So there's those. And then on this one, I actually sprayed the paper and I sprayed the ink on the inside of the embossing folder. So after I inked it up, I just took my water and I sprayed it. And so when I put it through, it really kind of made all those colors kind of blend and mush together. This wasn't my favorite, but it's just kind of a fun experiment just to try it in different ways. And then one more thing that I did with this method, and this was, instead of taking the one color and rubbing it, you know, down the whole thing and then stamping images on, I just went direct to the embossing folder with ink pads. So I took my espresso, and I took my artichoke, and I took my mint macaron, and I just kind of, you know, just inked up the inside. And it sort of looks almost, I don't know, like geometric. This kind of came out interesting. Not sure I'll do anything with that. I might want to have seen the colors blend a little bit more in there. But it's, you know, it's not without its interest. Anyway, let me know what you think. So, do you have a favorite? The bright cheery one, or the muted one, or just plain white, or the geometric? Let me know what you think. Comment and let me know what you think. And if you're going to try it, comment too. And I'd love it if you try it to share it here as well, because that's always fun. Okay, so now I need to clean my embossing folder. And I'm just going to spray it and do it with a wipe now. I'm using a much darker color for this second technique, or the second version. So I figured it'd be a lot easier to clean the colors off than the dark color. So, and this second project is actually the one that will be on my blog. So it's more of the focus. So let's see. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to do something similar, but do it on my copper foil. Now the copper foil is a non-porous surface, so the ink really just literally sits on the surface. It doesn't absorb in, so it presents a different kind of challenge. So here's what I'm going to do on this one, and I'll show you the finished result in a minute. For some reason, when I do these Facebook Lives, I like to leave the end result a surprise, and hope you don't mind. Just the way it is. You get to be surprised. Okay, so I've got, again, I found my smooth surface. The recessed flowers are in there, so I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with my Memento black ink. So I'm trying for a dramatic effect here on the copper. That was what I was thinking when I was originally playing with this. Just love the black and the copper. Now, because it's a non-porous surface, it's really just going to sit on there, and so I'm trying to be liberal with how much ink I put on here. Now, I'm using Memento because I want to be able to clean my embossing folder. If I were to use something like Stays On, it would most likely permanently ink my folder, and I'm not sure that it would even stay wet long enough to transfer to the foil paper. So that's why I'm using the Memento. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing I did last time, and I'm not spraying it. I'm just gonna go with the flow here. So I'm gonna go off camera and do my big shot. And again, I'm just using one cutting pad, the base plate, and the embossing folder with the paper in there. Now, if I'd wanted to spray that, the reason why you spray it, of course, might not have said this, is that it, with these embossing folders, it gives you a deeper impression. And when you spray it with some water, it helps the fibers to be more pliable and actually give you that deeper impression. So I could have taken my foil and sprayed it on the backside, but I didn't in this case. So, so there you go. You can do it either way. Okay, so there's my foil with the black on there. And let's compare it to the foil with nothing on it so you can tell the difference. Now, I can't sit here for too long. I need to actually do the next step fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clear embossing powder. I have to do this next step because the Memento is just going to sit there on the surface of this foil paper, and it'll just rub off. And I might even get some on my fingers when I'm doing what I'm doing right now. The black ink, that is. So I want to get the clear embossing powder on there as quickly as possible, and what that's going to do is it's going to be sort of a fixative for the wet ink that's just sitting on the surface of the foil. So that's preheating. And now I gotta make some noise. For those of you who know me, you know I love to heat emboss. So here we go. So how many of you guys know, you can comment while I'm doing this, know my tarnished foil technique and my black ice technique? They both use heat embossing. Comment and say if you know either one and which one you know. Have you tried it? And what do you think of it? And now I'm going to make noise, and you can comment while I'm making noise. Here we go. The electricity has to be on. I did this last week, I think. I cracked myself up. Okay, here we go. Can you guys see it turning? Now the black's becomes much more subtle once it's heat embossed. It's actually more subtle than what I was going for, but it's still really pretty. Okay, almost done. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, do you even realize that there's black on there? When I did this the first time, it's like, did I really put black on there? Well, if we compare it to the one that has no black, you'll see it's really just a faint kind of hue in the background that sort of tones down the copper a little bit. These stay nice and bright, but the background sort of has a bit of a grayish hue. So I'm going to show you. So anyway, the way this comes together, you know, that goes on my black foil like that. And then I've got this dry embossed with my subtle embossing folder. Hi Diane from Sydney and Kim. Welcome. I hope people are keeping an eye on the number of people watching, because we need to get to 20 for me to give away those 4 things. Okay, so again, hashtag, what did I say? Some of you have been doing it. I have to remind myself. Hashtag foil plus sampler. There we go. There we go. Okay, so anyway, this is dry embossed with this subtle embossing folder. I've got some dimensionals on the back. That's just going to get attached right here. These two will get attached. And then I actually wrapped a bit of ribbon around it, and I'm going to show you a finished product and then a couple other versions that I did. So that's the finished card, and again, you can sort of compare it. If you looked at it and didn't know that there was black in the background, you might not know. But yes, who said it? Okay, Brenda. Yes, it's sort of an antique-y look. It gives it just a subtler look. So anyway, I really like it. So now, as I mentioned earlier, what I was really going for was something that was more dramatic. So I was thinking, how can I actually achieve that result? So I'm going to tell you what I did. I haven't put these together, but I'm pretty close to having it together. So as an alternative to putting on the Memento Black, I instead put Versamark on the embossing folder and ran it through the Big Shot. And then I heat embossed it with black embossing powder, so you can see that that'll be sort of the same basic layout. I may do something different down here, but you can see how dramatic that is. That was really what I was going for, is that dramatic black in the background. But they're both really pretty. And then I also did another one, and I'm going to put these together, and they will be on my website. And here's another one that I did. And now this one, this is really kind of interesting. I was trying to add some color to the foil before I did it. So I added a bunch of color to this. You'd never really know. But I added some mint macaron and some always artichoke. What else did I add? Oh, and some espresso. And after I did the clear embossing powder over it, the only color that came through, even the slightest bit, was the espresso. And I don't know if you can see it there. It's sort of got a little bit of a different reddish tone to it. But I basically just did the same thing as I did with the Memento, but just did it with espresso and those other colors. And then I ran my black StazOn, which will stick to the foil paper, just over it to kind of just give it a little bit more of an antique-y kind of look. So they're each a little bit different, and I think kind of fun. So I hope you do too and enjoyed the demonstration. So again, by tonight or tomorrow afternoon, the latest, I will have these projects photographed and on my website, on my blog. And what are my reminders? Let's see. Maybe I should turn the camera so we can see each other now, or at least you can see me. Okay, I'm going to turn. Okay, now you get to see the other part of my room. Around. And me up close and personal. Okay, let's get that right. Oh, geez, the technical things you have to learn to do this stuff. It's not just making cards. I've got to understand technology and equipment. It's kind of crazy. All right, anyway, just, I guess, in closing, just reminders. So share this video, please, and share it because you would like to get the samplers, and share it just because you want to share the love of paper crafting with everybody and anybody, because it brings so much joy, which it does to me, and I'm sure you would agree. So again, one winner let's see, one winner. I don't think we got to 20. What am I going to do? I need your help. How are we going to get to 20? Okay, and then let's see, what else? And then I'll do 8 winners if we get to 800 views on the video throughout the week. So that means you have all week long to share and to share it again. So I hope to give away those samplers, and congratulations again to Barbara Moose, who won the sampler from last week, and we've doubled the ante. So let's see where to go. So we're giving away these 2 samplers, foil paper, and the new second release Sale-A-Bration paper. So comment with that hashtag. Again, hashtag Foil Plus Sampler, and I hope you guys enjoyed today, and have a fabulous, fabulous day. Until next week, I'll be back on the 28th, next Thursday at 4 p.m., and go visit my website and say hi to me and leave comments, and I guess that's about it. Have a wonderful day. Happy crafting. Bye.